Hi, I'm Bopsto, the Elder Weeb,
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder.
and we are the Anime Boys.
The anime boys.
Boys.
So, Bobsto, you're sounding hella nice, buddy. What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah, man. I did a little alchemy on my headset, and I turned into a nice, sexy little blue yeti.
I like me some
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
Yetis now.
yeah, man. They're pretty
So, what
nice.
did you offer
It's
in
sitting here
exchange?
about my crappy old headset and about $130.
Nice, nice. Good exchange.
Yeah.
Good exchange.
Exactly. That's what was exchanged to make it and whatnot.
That's hilarious.
But hey, we're continuing Psychopaths today.
Dude, dude, this is
Yeah.
crazy. God, this
Yeah,
got
man.
good
So
so fast.
so Red, what are your what are your thoughts currently on Psychopaths at this point?
Okay, when I first watched Psychopaths, I was blown away. It was
Yeah.
incredible. The first three episodes, I was like, holy shit, I can't wait to watch more. And we watched three more today. And I was like, holy shit, I want to watch three more. But we can't because we're on a schedule. But,
Unfortunately. But that
dude,
means
the
soon you'll watch three more at some point.
every episode that we watched had a crazy fucking ending to it.
Uh-huh.
And I
That did.
loved it. It was
So,
so crazy, bro.
Um, before we get started proper, I want to say, hey, if you like this video and give us a like, comment, let us know what you think about Psychopaths. We love to talk with you
Please
guys in the
do.
comments.
We miss you
Um,
guys. You
we miss
gotta,
you guys. Come on, man. You're not gonna tap that subscribe button and not say howdy.
yeah, man.
Makes us a little
Like,
sad.
come join in for more than just Chainsaw Man. Enjoy the
Yeah, man.
luscious new Bopsto voice that
Yeah,
is
man.
from his Yeti mic,
Yeah,
and
dude.
just have a blast.
Exactly. I hope it makes you either hard or wet or both,
You know what?
depending.
We don't judge. It's an open universe here.
Yeah. Hermaphrodites are people too.
Yeah, dude. We shouldn't laugh about that. That's not funny.
I'm sorry.
It kind
But
of, it kind of was though. It was
but
kind of
um
funny.
But yeah,
Let's
anyways,
move on, bro.
let's move on to the VR chat mystery.
Dude, this was insane. It
So,
started off with this crazy like Sword Art Online shit.
yeah, man, it's like the best way I can describe it is like it's like a future version of VR chat.
Dude, it
It's
was
like
cool. Like, so you just had these like cool online. It's kind of like, yeah, like you said, VR chat.
it's like VR chat. You got your own avatars, your own like rooms. This one it opens up on is a user named Talisman, which seems to be like some kind of like advice giver and whatnot.
Yeah, he basically just answered people's questions that they had about not just themselves. They had to word it in a way to make it seem like it's not about them,
Yeah.
which is weird because it is.
Hmm.
Like everybody knows it is, so why pretend?
Hmm. Yeah, you gotta keep with that kayfabe.
The
Um,
what? What'd you say?
Kayfabe, it's wrestling terms. It's for keeping up the act. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
well, all right then. You heard that
yeah.
one right out of the weeb himself.
Hmm. But I like how like cool, especially like the design of Talisman. He looks really fucking sick. He looks
He
like a
got,
fucking like he looks like a Knights boss.
you
If
know,
anyone is familiar with the game Knights,
you know who it reminds me of?
what?
The Glob from the Adventure Time show.
I can see that.
Dude, I could definitely see that. Just put a medieval hat on him, he'd call it a day.
Yeah. So Akane's there with her trippy ass. Like she's like probably the only person with an avatar that actually looks like herself.
Yeah,
Fucking lame. Come
fucking.
on, get a little.
It looks weird too. Like it
It
looks all
does. It's like
mushy and like a kid drew it.
yeah.
But
It still has her super stoned looking
I
expression.
know, bro. It's
I like.
crazy. And
Yeah.
she calls herself fucking lemon candy.
Yeah, man.
Ew. First
Um.
of all, who likes lemon candy?
Hey, lemon drops are pretty good,
Nasty, nasty. For
man.
shame.
It's okay. I can have them all to
Shame.
myself.
Keep them. eat
Yeah,
them,
man.
and then regurgitate them because that's the way they deserve to be treated.
And so she's like, "Yeah, man, I my friend has this fucking partner who is like work buddy of hers. She was like, he's a little quirky.
A little
She
quirky
doesn't
at
quite
times, bro. Huh.
doesn't quite understand him, and he doesn't sometimes quite understand her, but they meet in the middle sometimes, you know? So
Listen
like,
to me, my
how?
child. Listen to me. Listen to me, my child. You cannot go through life living on what ifs. For thou
I
hast to only and only live and see through another person's shadow. And only
I
then can you really understand one's true self.
hell yeah, man. Sounds Gucci. That sounds almost like someone I know with random platitudes and obvious philosophy.
Yeah, so,
With me, so some like some good old Boss Fuchsius, as we
yeah,
call it.
Boss Fuchsius, man, modern day everything. You think of
As he in his eternal words, teach a man to fish, and he will fish.
what about the coming
Yeah,
one?
man. See, coming is the opposite of going, and
See,
going is the opposite of coming.
oh
See
man,
that those are the wisdom we stand by here on this podcast.
love it. Oh my gosh. Because
Exactly.
if you're not
Um,
coming on our channel, you're
then
more than you're going. And
you're
there's too
going.
many people going these days, and you really need to hit that subscribe button and come back.
Subside. Subside.
Look,
Oh
man,
man.
I have sinus issues, so my words
Yeah,
aren't coming
man.
out properly. So
That's
excuse my nasally accent on this episode.
it's all good. So anyways, Boss Fuchsius gives her the wisdom, and she logs out, and she's got this cool ass, VR headset.
Little
It's pink.
pink.
She's got glow. I'm like,
We said it exactly the same way, bro.
Kane, she's our main character, but she could be a bit of a basic Becky sometimes,
She's a little basic bitch,
little
Material
basic.
girl. Material girl.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
But no,
So,
she dips out and she goes talking to old man
Masaoka.
old man Sashima.
Yeah, and he's chilling. He's fucking painting flowers, which looks
And
pretty good, by the way.
man, this dude is not what I thought he was at all. He's very like, oh man, he's very enlightened for his age. I say for
Yeah,
his age,
man.
but he is old. But he's very enlightened and understands things on a personal level faster
Then
than most
again,
people. He's very wise. That's the word I'm really looking
then
for.
again, he's been on the force for like years, like
True.
for probably the longest out of anybody.
That is true. And
So that a lot of that comes from that, and probably his own personal experiences from before becoming a latent criminal.
well, like basically his words were, if you want to get inside of his mind, you have to understand how he thinks. And if you start delving into how he thinks, you start delving into a more cloudy psychopath.
Yeah, and we get this
Then,
whole bit. I like the foreshadowing here for us,
oh,
like
me
slowly
too.
learning about Kogami's past, because like first, because he's like talking about like he went on a case once, and that just clouded him so bad,
Right. One
and that's all we
case,
get.
and then that's it. And it's just a
Yeah,
slow build up to his character,
yeah,
like and how he became who he was through this, like it was just a collage of the episodes we watched that we get the full story behind everything.
mm-hmm.
So we continue the episode with finding out that the man who was controlling the what was his name?
Talisman.
The talisman at the beginning of the episode has actually been dead for 2 months.
Yeah.
And
So they fucking come, and it's like, yo, his toilet's been fucking like jammed for 2 months, and there's been no complaints. Also, there's been no street scanner activity. He's unemployed, and he hasn't even left. He hasn't even
left his
spent
apartment.
any of his money. He hasn't left his apartment. Hasn't spent any money. Unemployed, which I find very interesting, is that Akane is shocked by the fact that he's unemployed.
Right.
So that's something that, at least within areas that the simple system is active, seems to be a very rare thing to happen.
Yeah. And so Shinya or Kogami, however you want to call him,
Yeah, I
he's
usually just call him
there.
Kogami because that's what most people call him.
Well, Kogami
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
I usually use Shinya, but Kogami,
yeah,
the main enforcer. This man, we start getting a little bit of his, meaty parts of his character. We start
yeah,
seeing how
man.
smart this man is. He's looking around the room. He's looking at the floor. He's like, all right, now we just need to run the hologram of his apartment for the past like last week. So they run the hologram and the couch has been moved. And he's like, okay, well, why has the couch been moved? Let's move this couch. Good
Yeah.
call, good call, good call.
Oh shit! There's fucking tape under here.
No, it was
I
a
see it.
scratch. It was a
As a
scratch.
scratch. It was a
It was
scratch
a
from where
scratch
you
in the
moved. Yeah,
floor. And
yeah,
he's just like, huh, I wonder why that would be there. Let me keep looking around the room. Oh, wait, there's tape residue. Other
yeah,
guy, Ganoza is just over there like, huh, what does that mean? He's like, because this is the little, this is the reveal of their little hat trick. They
yeah,
killed
man.
him. They put saran wrap through the entire room like Dexter style,
Yeah,
and they left tape residue, and then scattered his entire like body into the lower systems of the sewer below his building.
yeah, man.
Like
Imagine,
God
imagine being
dang.
so fucking hardcore. You kill somebody, then you just slowly dismember them so you can flush them down the
Right.
toilet.
And so let's get this one thing straight. He has been dead for 2 months, but his character has been
Dude is
active
still active.
on the internet.
I like the reveal of how it's his character because that it is go over to like he has find his computer, his personal computer. That's like the last thing he was logged on to was
Yeah,
his character, but it still seems to be active. Which hey, that's odd
it is odd.
for a character to be active when its user is dead.
Yeah, it's very. Did it control itself? Did it come onto this heavenly AI? Like,
Hmm. So they're talking with good old Shion,
tits
big
lady,
tits lady.
tits
There's
lady.
one thing I noted here that's she spoke. There's one thing I noted here, and there's a bit where she's smoking her cigarette, and there's like lipstick smudge on it,
Yeah, I love
which
that
is
little
like a
detail.
that's a really cool detail.
I hate that they still haven't shown any more of her relationship with what's her face,
Yeah,
Masoka. I think that's her name. No, no, no.
you're talking Yayoi.
Yayoi. Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to see more of that. Just I want to
mhm.
see blushing and shit. I want to
You want to
see
see
that.
blushing? So they decide that hey, the best bet is to go into the actual board and go follow and tail Talisman to see what's up.
Right.
So they go in, Akane and good old 10-cent Gino.
Oh man, fucking Kino. I love that he chose a dime as his
He's
fucking
just a fuck.
avatar, bro.
He's
He's
a
a
fucking.
idiot. And
Mhm.
Gino, Gino is so underwhelmingly stupid. Like
Yeah, man.
it's crazy that he's an inspector almost when he's just getting overshadowed by not only Akane but also Kogami. Like
Hmm.
he's just getting shadowed, and we'll find more about that later.
Yeah.
But he goes in there and they're doing some reconnaissance inside of a new avatar that we come across, which is
Yeah, good
named
old
Boogie
Spooky
Oogie.
Boogie.
Boogie Oogie.
Boogie Oogie. I like the design of this particular room.
I do
It's
too.
really
It's
it's really
really
cool. The
Nightmare
sky's
Before
got
Christmas style, or
yeah.
even Soul Eater style almost.
I was getting some Soul Eater vibes from this. I like it because like the sky's got this nice kind of like almost like Van Gogh style to it.
Yeah, and I love it, man. It looks
And you got
cool.
this hyper stylized like fucking castle
Oh man, it's
with
so
a
cool.
fucking gallows on top of it where her
Yeah.
avatar hangs. It's a really cool fucking set. But
So
yeah, so
in
they
a
go. Let's
gist.
start.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna explain the scene some more, but
Yeah.
essentially they go in there for some reconnaissance, and we see that she's up there. She addresses her community by being hung.
Yeah, man.
She just hangs herself. That's the way her character like debuts herself onto her
We
community.
know Jack Skellington revealed himself in Nightmare Before Christmas by setting himself on fire and jumping into an acid pool.
Yeah, so
So,
she got overshadowed. Uh, but because nobody can beat Jack Skelly. I'm sorry, but you
Yeah,
can't.
man.
But
Yeah, he's daddy.
so as soon as dude,
Sorry.
it took me a second
Yeah,
to
dude.
realize what the hell you said. But Boogie Oogie, I mean Spooky Oogie. Yeah, whatever her name is, Kitty Lady. Uh,
Hmm.
she
Discord kitten.
Discord. Dude, you're on a
Oh man.
roll, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
oh my gosh. But oh, but no, she like basically teleports Akane away from Gino as Gino's talking to her,
Yeah,
which was
man.
funny. And so basically, she just like, oh hey, you're very popular. Do you know that? You don't really understand your online presence, do you? And she's like, huh? And she's like, nah, we went to school together, and I know you pretty
Yeah.
well in real life, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna tell you who I
I'm
am,
pretty.
Akane.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty cool. I'm gonna be a little, little mysterious about it.
I'm
You
an
know how it be.
anarchist, so
I'm an inner. What we found out? I know that's just her character. She
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah,
herself is
yeah.
kind of laid back, but she's like, you know what? I kind of want to help you out. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say, yo, Talisman, you a bitch. We're gonna have a fucking party. Everybody
I'm
come.
calling you out to take my crown, bitch.
I'm calling you out for my Twitter.com.
Meet up.
Talisman, you are a bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
meet me
pissed on
up.
my wife.
Meet me right here. Oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
And
Oh man.
so they set up this party, in which that they're
Yeah.
supposed to be trapping the talisman, and the talisman shows up, but they have this whole party rigged and ready because
Yeah,
as
dude.
soon as Akane shows up and changes into her avatar, she
Yeah.
activates her Dominator, and somebody in
Hmm.
the background, it's like, oh, a Dominator's been activated in the party. And then the guy's just like, oh, I fucking knew this was a trap. Fuck this.
Oh man, dude, these fuckers, they can't let me, kill in peace, man.
So I'm gonna
Uh,
pull a bit of mirror room shit on you, bitch.
yeah, man. Pull out that mirror force, turn your shit back at you, bitch.
Yeah, you ever
Then
seen
everything,
Aeroflux?
everything gets turned back against her because now all of a sudden, oh shit, all the hollows are hacked and they're all talisman.
Oh, dude.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, they're
And
all Talisman's avatar.
And as soon as so
God,
Kogami and
man.
Masaoka is with her, and they're just watching from a distance. And as soon as they see it happen, they just fucking spring in, try to just point their dominators at people. So people just fucking panic and spread, causing their psychopasses to fucking to go fucking sky high.
Yeah, and then
And then they just start shooting
they
them,
start
and it's
going
like,
pop, pop, motherfucker. We're here
yeah,
today.
that's it. They're icing motherfuckers because you see
Rolling
if
down
you
the
look
street in
closely.
my phone.
Because if you're looking closely at the Dominators, they're set to execute mode.
It's crazy, man.
So imagine just going out having a party, all of a sudden cops bust in, you see people explode in
Police
front of
brutality,
you.
man.
Yeah, man.
But everybody just kind of dips out, and then Ahsoka just puts Akane in this fucking chokehold, thinking it's the
Yeah.
guy, thinking that it's the fucking the guy or the talisman, and Akane's just like, tap out, let me go.
Oh God, please, sir, it's me.
Dude, the funniest thing happens though. Ahsoka just lets you go. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, man. He's like,
Oh,
man,
sorry, my bad. Like nothing happened, bro.
So,
Like,
yeah, I know I just about broke your neck, fucking Kishibe style, but I'm sorry,
oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh, dude. But no, they stop the party and they go back to square one. They're just like, oh, this dude was ready. Now we just have to talk with what's her face again. But
Yeah,
uh,
but
in the meantime of this going on, the excuse me, the talisman shows back up inside of
yeah.
spooky. What is it? Spooky.
It's a Spooky Boogie.
Spooky Boogie.
Yeah, he's like, yo, listen, that was a pretty fucking cool. I think you were the one who was behind that shit,
He said, "You call
and
yourself an anarchist, and then you gonna send the
you're gonna
fucking cops
send
on
the fucking
me?
pit. You're gonna send the fucking pigs on
You
us.
gonna send the boys in blue to my
The poison
party?
blue.
Like, what the
Yo,
hell, man?"
what the hell? I thought we were chill. And he's like, well, you know what? It could have been you. I mean, they were. I seem to be after you. Is you know what? That's still fucking bullshit. Because why would I do that shit, man? And he just fucking turns everyone against her. So we get this scene where she fucking logs off. She's talking all sorts of shit, and all of a sudden, oh no, here he comes, Mr. Bollcut himself.
Dude, this
He
guy.
just
Dude
fucking
just starts strangling this bitch. I mean,
dude.
strangling her. The most brutal. It's like going back
There's
and watching the like eighth gate or seventh, or is it seventh gate?
I'm trying to
Night. It
remember
was the ninth gate actually.
the ninth game.
It was
You're
the
talking about
ninth
the Johnny
gate.
Depp
Yeah, the
movie.
Johnny Depp movie
Yeah,
where that old woman in the wheelchair gets choked out.
yeah.
That's the same scenario. She gets choked the fuck out. She just goes
Yeah,
red
there's
in
so
the face.
much detail put into the
God, man,
strangle
it's like
animation.
they know,
She gets caught by the fucking tattletale strangler.
dude. But no, like she's just sitting there like fighting for her life. Her eyes are bulging out of her head. He finally
The
just lets her go.
fucking
Her head just
mouth.
bangs on the fucking coffee table.
Yeah, mouth's fucking like foaming up and shit. It's like
Dude, this
it's
bitch's
fucking
tongue,
visceral.
like they do a
And when
little
she,
flash
dude,
of her face and her tongue and
yeah,
eyeballs are hanging out, dude.
yeah, dude, it's fucked.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. But I
It's
mean, I've seen some crazier shit. I mean, I've read
yeah,
Berserk, so uh,
mhm.
I don't think anything could trump Berserk
Yeah, probably not.
paraphernalia. I'm sorry, I don't think they can. Um,
But so all of a sudden, some other guys roll in, and the dude goes back into the room, and oh man, there's a certain white-haired man who showed up,
oh
who's
man,
here,
and
and
he might resemble the guy at the beginning, maybe.
yeah, man. So I like
Hmm.
this whole idea for this guy's killings. He's like basically he became like super obsessed with these characters and feels like he himself could do a better job at being those characters. So his thought process is, I'm gonna kill the actual users and then become their character.
Right, and man, and he
Which
is so good at it. Like
yeah,
he's really good at becoming other people. So he uses that. So they end up cutting her up in the same style
yeah. I
that they
I
did the
love
original guy.
I love the way this is shot because it just cuts to her. You see that her hands are tied, like they're tied fucking tight because there's
Oh,
cutting off
dude, yeah.
circulation.
I mean, she was dead,
Just
so it didn't
bruising.
really
She was dead,
matter.
but it's like bruising and whatnot, so it makes the cuts cleaner.
Yeah,
Um, I just get this lineup of all the tools they fucking use to like cut her up and like
that was
put
kind
her
of. It was like
flush her body.
Dexter almost, like watching
Yeah.
Dexter, an episode of Dexter. But
And then the episode ends with our boy making him a nice little tomato puree,
oh man,
which I
yeah,
feel, which I feel is is a nice little visual for what they're about to fucking
dude,
do.
it was kind of creepy almost.
Yeah.
But it
Mhm.
cuts us over to the next episode where Akane is
Yeah, man.
talking to Spooky Yugi. Uh,
Who is very different. She's a lot more aggressive and
no, I
forward.
wouldn't say
Like,
aggressive. I would say more. Um, I wouldn't even say. I'm trying to think. Formal.
well,
Formal is the word.
more formal. She's not as chill and laid back
Well,
as
she's
she
not as
was.
pop culture-y like as she
Yeah.
once was,
Mhm.
and so she's getting this little part like how. Why should I ever work with you again? I can't believe what was I thinking working for the police. That line,
Mhm.
that line is very important,
We'll,
and
we'll,
we'll get
we'll,
to
we'll
it.
get into it. Yeah.
Um, so it cuts us
And
out, and she's just feeling bad about it. Um,
and then Kogami's like, "Yo, you fucking scroll that BD,
yeah, did you scroll that? Did you
toss
record it?
toss toss that shit over to me."
Yeah, so
And
it hits the intro, comes back from the intro, and they end up trying to figure out what's going on.
yeah,
So I think it was this at this point they were crowded in the room, or did they
yeah,
find?
they're all in the room. Kogami's base like so they're first chilling. Gino is trying to
He's debriefing. They're
He's
debriefing.
debriefing and also trying to examine the motive. And Kogumi's like, "Well, you better be careful. You might end up like me if you think like that." And Gino
Dude,
responds by being an absolute fucking dick.
he does.
He does.
Oh man,
Um,
he says he basically just tells him like, "Oh, that didn't work out for you, did it?" And I was like, "Oh
and then
man,
so
you
we
didn't have
get
to
this
put him in
other
that spot, bro." Like,
we get this other scene which I like where Masaoka he's just chilling. So I don't understand these message boards. Like, why would you want to do all this shit
yeah,
online?
what's up with this
And
online
then
community? And then
this fucking VR chat, these VTubers. What are these?
Akane's just like, spoken like a true technophobe.
Oh man, dude, you're a fucking old man, and I could tell.
Yeah, get your
You fucking
oldness out of my
the time,
visual.
the
Like,
time, the time is now, old man. As she unplugs his life support to plug in her Switch.
dude, it's so funny. Like,
Oh man.
she puts him in his place so fast and
then
so quickly by explaining that the internet is just a tool as so is a knife or a gun that he uses every single day. It's
and
like
then
a
he proceeds to put her in her place by laying
yeah,
out some good old booze philosophy.
dude. I was so infatuated by this scene that it just I didn't listen to it at first because it caught me
Yeah,
off
man.
guard. He was using booze to depict humans, and it was
Yeah, man.
it was so
Yeah,
funny.
because I think I forgot which philosopher. I think he said it was Ross, I want to say.
I don't
is
know, but I
philosopher
remember the
said.
philosophy.
But
So
yeah,
like he
but yeah.
puts down two malt liquor bottles, like little tiny malt liquor bottles.
Yeah,
He's like, you
man.
got two humans in the woods hunting, and they're both out to set for rabbits. And he throws down this giant tequila bottle.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, okay, so two scenarios. Would the two men not join up and just go hunt for rabbits, or would the two men team up and hunt for bigger prey in the woods? Where Akane then responds, that's a simple one. They would both team up and go out for what would basically be the bigger prize. It'd make more sense. And
Uh,
then Masoka's just like, yeah, because humans are a creature of socialization, habit,
mhm.
with or
Yeah.
without this internet crap. I was like,
Yeah,
dang,
man. Yeah, dude.
shit, bro.
He's
Like,
laying it out.
he's just putting it out there for it because he is enlightened as fuck. That wisdom
That's-
coming out of his fucking pores, bro.
Yeah, man. That's one thing I like about the Psychopaths, which we've seen and we'll talk about later on in the episodes for this podcast. But there's a lot of philosophical and literary references in Psychopaths.
Dude, I've
Like
noticed.
a fuck ton of it. And there's a lot more of it later on as well.
It's getting good though, but
It's really interesting because I've never really had like an anime do something like that before, where like the philosophy it's steeped in is like actively referenced
Right.
and discussed, which is pretty neat.
what is
So-
crazy is that while they're sitting here talking about booze humans, it switches over to
Kogami.
Kogami. Go ahead.
Examining that so he's examining that recording, and so he notices some things. Red, what does he notice?
So he runs back from the original video that she was talking to her and runs the new video after the party. And he's sitting there and he's listening again. He caught it by one word.
Yeah,
He
man.
figured out that this was not the same person. She uses the term, the acronym. She uses the
Yeah.
acronym for the police department, where this new guy uses the word police. So,
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police.
and
Whoop.
Akane's just like, well, that could just be a coincidence. How do you know for sure? And he's like, okay, well, how about we cross-reference as all of her databases and all of her
pull up her
recordings.
chat logs.
Yeah, and then we will run.
There's-
We'll run it side by side to examine how many times that she uses the
man.
word police to describe the police. And every
Yeah,
time
that's-
as he was going through the scroll, he was just noticing the acronym. He's like,
Yeah,
we
man.
can count as many times as she said police on our fingers through their entire internet presence.
It was like some To Catch a Predator shit, minus the child molesters.
Right. So as we're talking about this, there was two separate plans at the time that was discussed in the debriefing. One
Mhm.
being that they would go to the address that they found the original connection through, and that was Gino's way of doing it because that was by the book.
Mhm.
And Kogami was just like, okay, I'm going to cross reference this, and I'm going to get some more information about this while you do that. And Gino's just like, you could do it at your own risk, but I think you're going down the wrong path. And Kogami is just like, well, we'll see. I want to test this, and you can't. Don't take the scent of dogs for granted. And
Mhm.
I love that they reference themselves as dogs in a almost welcoming way. Almost,
Yeah.
it's really weird that they accept it. And
Well, I mean, that's basically like that. That is how they are seen as. So they're
I
like,
get that.
there's
I
so
totally
to them, they're like,
understand.
there's like no use like really fighting that. That at
Well,
the
they're
end of the
just
day,
like
they
hound
accept the
dogs,
yeah they accept the fact that they are to the Public Safety Bureau that they are nothing more than just hunting dogs.
right? Yeah, I agree with that.
Um, yeah.
But essentially, he gets that, and he's like, okay, well, let's debrief again, and we find out that hey, we found out that this person, the last signal we got is from this address, so let's go there.
They go there, and oh man, they enter, and what's in there for them as a killer ass Bloody Mary.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah, man, because it fucking blender rigged to fucking bomb.
Bomb, bro. So
Yeah, dude.
as they're doing that, um Kogami, they call Gino, and they're just like, hey, so we figured it out. Yeah, she got murdered, and her pieces were also scattered in the sewer below the building. So I think we got our killer. And they're just like, okay, how do we have our killer? They survived the bomb, by the way. They just kind of
Yeah,
ducked
yeah.
out of the way.
They saw that shit from a mile away and just like went, nope,
Nuh-uh.
out of here.
So they dipped, and they got the call from Kogami. We got a little sad, like, oh, this is my fault shit from Akane. And then
And
when
I liked it because like Kogame's like, well, listen, like to be honest, it's like all like for the party situation is all of our faults.
yeah, I
Like
really like
yeah,
how
no,
Kogami addressed the situation.
like you did everything you could to try to find the guy, and the party going south was the
Well,
issue, not so
he
much.
essentially just said, okay,
Yeah.
so did you tell did you tell her anything about what we were trying to do? No. Did you persuade her to join us? No. Then how the hell is this your fault? Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, dang, bro.
Very like matter of fact.
Like very stoic almost.
Uh-huh.
Um, and she's just like, oh, okay, well, if you're taking blame too, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, man.
I like how you say
Um,
possible sociopath when you describe her. I just read that,
but she,
dude.
yeah, dude. Because how can you like do all this shit without
Yeah,
like clouding your psychopath and still
right,
looking
right.
like a fucking stoner?
True, very true.
Like you're
But
constantly stoned.
so
So
they're both.
Kogami's exam. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. You're
I
fit
know.
to do what I was going to
So,
say.
so they're fucking after all that. Kogami is examining with his fucking little army of chibi robos.
This shit
Um,
is so cool
they're
too.
fucking picking hair out of the drains and
Yeah, it's like little
shit.
tiny microbots just picking the hair out of drains and running. Like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. Like,
Uh-huh. Oh, I did write down that during the talk about with Akane feeling guilty. Thanks for our little talk before recording the podcast. I said Akane feels guilt, and Kogami tells her about High School Musical. Tells her about how she's got to get her head in the game.
get your head in the game. I like
Yeah,
how
man.
I beat you to the punch on that one.
You did, you did.
Oh man,
Um, so yeah, they figure out, oh yeah, this bitch's remains was in the sewers.
man.
And now they have their perp, and so they go back, and they start to narrow things down by analyzing room activity around the days of the murders, because there's also a third person who was basically the first victim
When we say room activities, we
before.
mean internet rooms, like chat rooms.
Yeah, like the chat rooms, like the rooms for like Spooky Boogie, Talisman, and the third person who was like the first victim
Which they didn't realize was a victim until just then.
till just then.
I don't remember who that
And
guy's name was.
I forgot. It's like
He
Blue
kind of
something.
he kind of looks like
It's like
Mega Man,
it's like a Mega Man
an
looking dude.
insect Mega Man.
And so they're analyzing the rooms. I believe there's also a bit where they're talking about MOs, about how like a fan would wanting that the fans knowing more about how a character would act than the person actually playing the character, which is really interesting.
I just thought about something.
What is that?
He looks like the new Soldier 76 skin on Overwatch.
Oh man.
He does.
Oh yeah.
Like run,
Hell
like
yeah.
run that guy next to that skin, dude.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Holy shit, bro.
But yeah, like I said, there's like this really interesting bit about basically fans knowing more about a character and how a character would act than the actual person behind it, which is very neat. So they're going analyzing all the chat room information. They narrow it down to one guy,
Which
and
is
who was it?
crazy, by the way.
Yeah, it's
That's-
fucking nuts.
It's such an
He's-
insane way of like figuring that shit out. Like, come on.
Yeah,
That's
it's
insane.
fucking insane. The enforcers are on another level. They're fucking built different.
Yeah, they really are. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, man. So they decide they narrow it down to two spots. Either the dude's at his apartments, or he's at a I forgot the other place. It's like it's an abandoned hotel room,
Yeah.
and it's like really shitty looking.
Why don't you take a look at the
And
Discord
so-
there, Bopsto?
Yeah, I saw. I'm looking at the Discord. Hell yeah. But so, anyways, Kogami and Masaoka go to the apartments, and this is where we get into some cool shit. So the dude was there. He deploys good old fashioned hollow LSD.
Oh, dude, this man is.
So
Okay, first of all, he has been taking adrenaline drugs
yeah,
to start this off, because like you can only understand it if by watching it. But this man is like in the apartment. He's done like Bopso said, LSD fucking fucked up the room. He hacked the projection rooms, and
yeah,
or the hollow room projector. I think that's what it was actually called.
yeah. Which is like really, it's such a. I forgot about this sequence, and it's like really fucking cool because it's a really creative way of showing like a hollow room being like hacked. And it's just like
Yeah,
all
it was-
fucking trippy. Everything is like moving around and it's disorienting to the senses.
It's so fucking cool though. Holy shit, it
Mhm.
looks neat.
They try getting through. They see where he's running to, but the issue is there's also other people in the room, and the people within that hallway, the hollow within that hallway is also hacked, and so it's hard to get a clear shot. So good old what happens? Good old fucking Masaoka comes in,
dude.
fucking uses his booze to breathe fire on the
Dude,
on
and
the fire alarm, so it
how
starts
the
to sprinkle.
fuck does he think to do that? Like he's so goddamn prepared.
I want to know, does he just keep the booze in the fucking trench coat? I assume
I think he
does.
keeps booze in his trench coat. It just like fly the hat kind of thing.
Oh yeah, man. It's like an alcoholic Batman.
Bro,
You know, he's got his utility belt.
I keep watching this damn really shitty CGI Cthulhu looking bullshit in the Discord.
Yeah, man.
And it's fucking
told
me
you.
up, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I told you could delete it.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But
Sorry.
but yeah. So the water causes the shit to go back to normal, and Kogami lines up a shot. However, the dude starts to run, and so the Dominator shot just grazes his fucking arm, which blows it off.
Oh man, and the fact that this man kept fucking running, like
Yeah.
he got shot in the arm by one of these insanely good, like you could see his arm bubble up and explode, and he just kept trucking. Like
Yeah,
nothing happened, bro.
like I said, like I think the hit would immediately cause your body to go into shock and cause a shit ton of adrenaline to start pumping throughout your body.
Plus, he was taking drugs
Um,
on top of that, so like you
mhm.
had the addition to
Did they
that.
say he was on drugs? I don't remember them
Well, like
saying he was on
he had
drugs.
needles and like
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. So yeah,
I
he
imagine
was.
he had to do that in order to like stay awake and perform all three
Yeah.
characters to get this like internet presence almost.
Hmm.
And but no, he trucks downstairs. He gets in the elevator. He goes back to his room, and his original like room. And this is
Yeah.
such a cool ass scene. About
Yeah,
so
man.
why don't you
So
describe it?
he goes to seek solace with his beloved characters for the last time, and they're all there in his room, and they begin to talk to him. They're comforting him. However, this he talk he, what I like as well. He references Plato's theory of forms when
Yeah,
talking with them about
dude.
how they're like the ultimate form of existence
Yeah,
because they are basically immortal, can be their own people almost. It's really interesting. However, his comfort soon turns into this horrible nightmare as Makishima, the white-haired man, because we get his name in this episode. Makishima hijacks the avatars and basically begins to like torment him and telling him about how he's like this nobody who
who puts on the
feels
face of
he
others
puts on the faces of others because he himself is of weak will and can't and has like no sense of identity himself.
like Face Off, like
Yeah.
like the
So like
movie.
this guy is being psychologically picked apart by a man
God,
hijacking the
man,
avatars that brought him comfort. And as this is happening, the room is also fucking distorting and twisting. His face, hell, is even distorting and twisting. It's this really cool, trippy animation.
it is, and man, you could just see the terror, and
Yeah.
I feel like part of it was just him like hallucinating from blood loss and shit too.
Maybe, but at the same time, I wouldn't doubt it that Makishima was just like how he was fucking with the hollows.
True.
Makishima was also fucking with the dude's hollows.
Yeah, it could be taken either way, but
Uh,
we have to keep in mind the man was missing an arm.
yeah.
uh,
So it's but again with the literary references, they reference the one of the avatars references the play that basically the gist of it is that all of the characters are agents to others, meaning that they're all unreliable and don't serve
right, dude.
themselves,
And it's
which is nice. I like I said, I love the fucking like literary and philosophical references in the show. They're very
I do
very
too. They're
nice.
very you don't catch them if you weren't trying to like,
Hmm.
and if you didn't understand them as well.
Yeah.
So like to hear the reference to Plato's Forum, like crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
and then
And dude, Makishima's last words to him is fucking nuts as well. He's basically like the dog. There are dogs at your door, and they bring death.
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like it was talking about the enforcers.
Mm-hmm.
God, and they just busted in and blew him
And
up. And
fucking blew him.
I love the fact that showed most of the frame was the Dominator. And then you could
Yeah.
kind of see a blurry background of this man just blowing up, and you can see his spine sticking out of his lower half. Like,
Yeah, dude.
but
It's fucking
it wasn't
gnarly.
in focus. Like the whole thing was out of focus, in focus of the Dominator, and I loved it. I loved it.
So here's where we get to I think what was probably your favorite part of the episode, which was the ending of the
Oh
episode.
my god, man! I wanted to stop right there and talk about
Yeah.
this with the podcast, but I understand we're on a 3 episode format. But
Mm-hmm.
the this is the craziest thing. So Gino finds out that, or not even Gino. Okay, so first and foremost, Akane is trying to get information about Kogami, and
Yeah.
in order to do that, she gets Kagari. I think that's his name. Kagari's self drunk so that he could
Oh,
give
no, that's
her.
that's in the next episode. That's in the next episode.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
so
well then never
here,
mind.
so
Okay,
this is
so
where they're talking on the roof after the case, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
he asks, they're talking about Kogami, and how she's like, well, I mean, he doesn't seem like he's like all that bad. In fact, there's some points he seems like he's even helping me. And
Right.
that's where he breaks down like, well, you see, basically, Kogami used to be partners with Gino.
And
Uh,
dude, to find
yeah,
out that information was mind
yeah,
blowing. To just find out that he, and it made a lot of sense that he was
yeah.
an inspector because of the way his brain works with cases.
Hmm.
But I don't see how Gino is so stupid compared to Kogami. Like
Well,
Gino has
part,
no talent.
yeah. Well, part of it is what, and I think it also adds to nice little tragic sort of underlayer to it. Because at first we see Gino has just been a constant dick to Kogami
Right.
for a good bit, but then we learned, oh, it's not so much as Gino himself as an asshole, but it's because literally like he's talking with his former partner to, and then from his perspective, his former partner who blew it up by becoming too obsessed with the case.
Right. And man, it's he just kind of
And
sunk himself down
yeah,
to the point of just obsession, wild obsession,
hmm,
because his partner died, and it's crazy. It like, and then that brings us into the next
to
episode
episode 6, which opens on
where,
a grainy flashback.
God, man, this was such a crazy looking flashback. The way they animated it looked really cool,
Hmm.
because it was like again like this weird acid drug trip, and he's going down the alley and they're telling him, hey, back out, we need you to leave. And he's like, no, I'm gonna find my partner. Why is he not showing up? Why is he not answering? He pushes in and we see what happened
Oh,
to his
dude,
partner, and it,
dude, man.
golly,
It's fucking
man,
gnarly. Like this enemy is like really fucking brutal. They do
looks,
not shy away from like brutal
yeah, it
details.
looks like the gray worm from SpongeBob.
Yeah, dude.
What did
But
you
it's like
say?
yeah, man. But it's like his like face is like peeled, and
dude
it's just
dude
man.
And we find out more about what caused that here in just a
Uh,
moment, by we start delving into more meaty uh, characteristics of Kogami, which is where
yeah,
Akane starts talking to Kagari, and this is what I was trying to explain earlier. Um, we get a little jump into where he lives, which he lives in a cool ass pad, bro. Like
yeah, man. He's got fucking arcade machines. It's got like this
pool
kind of.
table,
It looks
grill
almost like
top.
it kind of has like an old like sort of Western diner look to it
It
almost.
looks insanely cool. It's like the coolest fucking place ever. It's like what I
Yeah,
want my
man.
game room to look like.
He's fucking cooking. He's cooking with wine, and Akane, being from a stupid generation, she's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to cook with that."
Yeah, dude. It's
And then
oh
she tastes it. It's like, "Oh, you know what? That's actually really good."
yeah, that's really good. And she's like, "Oh, so this is for drinking and not for spitting fire."
Yeah.
And he's just
Oh man.
like, "Look, if you really want to know something, these snacks are only for people who drink. And if you get me drunk enough, I might talk about anything." And so she went fucking Mikasa. I was about to say Mikasa. Makima style with the drinking.
Yeah, man.
She drinks out the ass, and he's like, how? He tells her everything that she wants to know about Kogami, which is basically
Yeah.
what we have already learned to begin with.
Hmm.
She was just getting summed up for her character through Kagari. And in order from that, he just sits there and he's like, how has this booze not affected you? And he's like, she just like takes a big gulp of the alcohol, looks at him and says, well, maybe because I'm not a pussy like you, bitch. No,
Oh
she's just
man.
like, well, maybe you get drunk too quick. And I was like, oh my God. Put him in his
Yeah, man.
place. Put him in
No
his place.
chill.
Chicka, chicka, chicka.
No
Put him in his
chill.
place.
Um, I wanted to know on how there's a little bit before this where Gina's having reporting to the chief about Akane, and basically she's like, you know what, be careful, you might just end up like your partner.
Oh,
Better,
shit. I
better.
forgot about that part. My bad.
Yeah, there's that. The high school bit as well.
Oh, I just
Which
jumped way
basically
ahead. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it was relevant to the fact to what we learned
Right.
in the last episode, so
So it
might as well
worked.
go ahead and get out of the way. But so there's this really cool scene where we get this like little like high school literature class, and they're reciting Shakespeare, and this one girl is talking with this other student on like basically her iPad, and I like the way this scene is done because as she's talking, the text is appearing on like monitors throughout the
Yeah, it looks
classroom.
cool, and it's not actually like monitoring on those, like showing up.
Yeah, it's just like a
It's just
visual
like a
like
visual for the
flare.
episode. I thought that
And
was really, really
it's
cool.
really really neat. And they're talking about, oh man, Shakespeare's comedy is so boring, but I like his tragedies though. And like, we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. But so yeah, that happened. Shion is showing Akane a case where basically these people used what was the fucking what was it plastination?
Plastination.
Yeah, plastination to display corpses.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like one gruesome case where like a corpse was like hidden underneath a hollow, like a hollow, and people passed by it. And as soon as people found out what was up, like the psychopaths in that area, the psychopaths level in that area like spiked super fucking high.
Yeah, and whose wouldn't? So it turned all of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
into a fucked up,
yeah, dude.
like world. And we start realizing why, because of what this guy, which I can't remember his name, the bad guy,
Oh, Makishima.
Makishima. And we start realizing more and more about it, that this is the way that he does things.
Yeah, because
Um
they make a connection between the last case and the case with the guy who killed people with
by
drones.
yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say by interrogating the guy
yeah,
with the
by
drones.
interrogating, which hey, it was cool to see that guy again, that he wasn't just a random
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, and as they're talking, Kogami gets in this whole thing about how there's a guy out there that basically there are people who want to and have the capability to kill, but they don't have the means to. And there's a guy out there that provides them with the means, which that guy would be Makishima.
right.
Which man, like that's kind of like in a society like this, that is fucked.
Yeah, it really is.
There's a guy that exists out there that if you got the will to kill somebody
I'll give
and
you the
just
means
need
to do so.
you just need the means to carry it out, this guy will give it to you on
And
a
it's
fucking silver platter.
crazy, man. Like here you go. Like holy shit, to have somebody just actively plot murder and you being like, "Oh, well here's the tools to do it." It's like, "Oh man, that is next level psychologically like
Yeah,
fucked."
dude.
Oh man, and
Um,
he takes advantage of that. He's just like, "Yeah, it's the point."
yeah, dude. Well, you wanna talk about even though that was technically later on in the episode. You want to talk about the school girls and
Oh
I mean it's
man.
just so the parent so there are students going missing.
Yeah.
We're in this cafeteria. We got these two girls talking to each other. So
It's a
apparently
it's an all
students
girls school, and
yes.
they aren't allowed to have any contact with the outside world.
Hmm. You gotta keep those psychopaths good.
Yeah.
If they go outside, how are they gonna stay good? You can't especially it's not just that, but also raise them to like be able to maintain that psychopaths and keep them isolated from horrible things.
Right.
So yeah, and I'm trying to think. They're basically talking about, oh man, girls will be going missing, and so as they're talking about this, the popular Becky Oreo steps in,
I love that her
and she
name is Oreo, dude. Like,
Oreo,
because
yeah,
she
yeah,
kind of
man.
looks like one.
Oh man. So she comes in. One of the girls that are talking with each other is given. She kind of has the heebie-jeebies when seeing this girl. 'Cause she's like, oh man, like she like looks. She's always looks like she's spacing out, as if she's like looking into like another world. And as soon as that happens, she comes over. Is like, hey, I noticed you two aren't part of a club. Why don't you join my club?
The art club.
Come on, join the art club. It's pretty cool here. You'll see. You'll see.
No dead bodies to be found at all, ever.
No dead bodies, no nothing like that. Why would I be mentioning that? Listen, I think it says more about you than me.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're questioning that.
we're just trying to give you a good out so you can understand yourself a little better by, demonstrating
Expressing
the
yourself.
expressing yourself in a way that you can't really conform yourself to say. So there you go. Come on
Yeah,
to our
man.
club if you really feel like it.
Also, hey, you fucking bitch, I'm not an alien. See ya.
Yeah, I have feelings.
I have feelings. I might be emotionless, but I have
I might be
feelings.
emotionless and look like an Oreo cookie and maybe named Oreo as well, but fuck you, I have feelings.
So we cut over to the art room where this
Dude,
girl
this
is
is
sitting there and
crazy, bro.
painting this really gruesome painting. Like you don't see a whole lot of it, but you see like a torso, tits up above, head where the
Which,
stomach should
by the
be.
way, that was a foreshadowing.
Indeed, it was.
It was.
Indeed, it very much
I don't
was.
think you caught on to that. Or
Oh man,
did you catch on to that?
that's crazy, man. A foreshadowing like that for something that happens later in the episode, man. That's nuts.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. And so she's sitting there painting, and one of the girls she's been talking with comes in, and we get this whole fucking visceral kind of scene where this she's like, "Well, you seem to be troubled. Why don't you talk with me about it?" And she starts talking about how this like skeezy guy is like creeping on her, and like her mom like owes debts, like is indebted to this man as well, and
Poor
she's
girl.
afraid that he might like hurt her or something because she notices like whenever she would go home, her room would be obviously entered by somebody else, and it's like really like kind of creepy.
Right. It's
It's got
like,
this really unsettling vibe to it with the way she's talking about it.
well, it's because like, he wants to rape her. That's why. Like,
Yeah, that also it's like it's that being explained by somebody who doesn't fully know what that is, but she knows enough that she feels like she's in danger.
right. And the fact that
Uh,
she just kind
she
of come out to the air with it was just this random person
yeah.
was mind blowing to me. I'm like, you just come out with the most traumatic shit to the most random stranger you don't even know.
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck?
Listen, they chatted over iPad. It's fine. They chatted over over good old
So,
iPad.
as she's
Apple would never hurt you. Okay.
so Oreo starts getting this, this gleam in her eye almost, as she starts looking at this girl very sensually, as she's describing that she doesn't like to be looked at that way. She starts
Yeah,
like
man.
rubbing on her hair, grabbing her arm, grabbing her
Yeah.
tits. I mean, pulling
Yo,
her in for a hug. Uh,
yo, man. Let's go back. Let's talk about Shakespeare. And so she begins talking about how her favorite tragedy from Shakespeare is Titus. And
hmm,
she's explaining her favorite character and whatnot, and how, and as she's doing this, the girl's like, she has this very blissful expression on her face. But then you start noticing something is up, and then slowly your body just fucking goes limp.
right.
And it's like, man,
What the fuck just happened?
man,
And
what the fuck
then
just happened?
then we get a little look of what actually just happened.
Uh, dudes, so I think that this scene that goes on is like very much a good way of showing how like not really exposed to violence most of the world is in Psychopaths,
Right.
or like are exposed to like people being killed or death in general outside of the fact that it happens.
Right. And this scene was just so like
It's-
crazy to me
yeah,
to like just to think, hey, these guys didn't even fucking know. Like, so the middle of the square has this hologram fountain, and we start getting
hmm
into what was actually foreshadowed again in the earlier part of the episode, where they were using projections to uh, depict twisted bodies and fucked up bodies using that method that they were using, except
yeah.
it was kind of reversed. So they had this hologram of the fountain in the middle of town. It was glitching out. So there's like, hey, turn it off so we can figure out what's causing the blockage. And so they
hmm
turned it off, and there's just this quote unquote, I'm doing the finger quote thing with my fingers,
Hey,
art.
it's art. It's just an art piece, man.
There's this chick is wrapped up in thorns, holding her head in front of her cooch, with
Mhm.
roses surrounding her fucking head that's been chopped off. and
Yeah,
she's like trapped in like almost like a BDSM style with the thorns. And
yeah, and
it's
it's
like,
like
God,
the
dude.
legs are over like the top of the torso and whatnot, and it's
Too
some sick ass shit. Like I said, it reminded me of, I don't know if you've seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it opens up with this shot of like a corpse made into this really crude art piece.
well, this wasn't
And
crude.
it looks without minus the crudeness to it. It's like it opens up with a shot of a corpse being made into like an art of a
I get
corpse
what you're
made into like an
saying,
art
though. Yeah.
piece, and it reminded me a lot of like that. And it's just like, so the maintenance worker's like, huh, it must be an art piece. It's kind of creepy though. I wouldn't want this in my fucking house.
And
And like, hey,
the reason I said foreshadowing was because this is what was shown on her artwork when that girl walked in.
yeah,
This is exactly what she was portraying onto the piece of paper that she was drawing on.
mm-hmm.
It looked amazing, but go ahead.
But basically, we cut over to the to Oreo, and she's sitting down, talking about actually no, first we see a rather ominous man sitting wearing some nice ass clothes. And who is this fucking Makishima? He's
Makashima.
his talking about Titus as well. And that's where basically we get the cliffhanger of the girls like, well, you know what? With you, I got a whole lot more planned.
Yeah,
I ain't
you think
stopping
I'm
now.
done? I ain't even close to being done. I got so much more artwork to portray,
Hmm.
and that is so menacing, dude. Like
Yeah.
with her creepy ass like little. It reminded me of Kakaguri whenever she gets like worked up
Hmm.
about like gambling. That's what she looked like, and dude, it was crazy. This episode was insane, especially that she spent the time to take this body to pieces, set it up in such
Hmm.
a way into an art piece. And like you were
Yeah.
mentioning, not the crude art piece, it wasn't even crude. It was just this really.
Yeah. Oh no, it was like the fucking legs were like painted
It
like
looked like a
pink.
goddamn Renaissance painting, bro.
It looked like it was like a Renaissance era, like almost like a statue.
It looked crazy, dude. Like,
But I'm sending you a picture of the screenshot I was telling you about.
oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
Alrighty.
Uh, but yeah, but those was episodes 4 through 6. The only other thing really to mention about it, which we kind of already did when we were talking um about Kogami talking about Makishima, there's like a small scene where he goes into his little conspiracy corkboard room
Oh yeah, that
looking at the
one.
cases, and Gino is like, well, come on, man, we're not even sure this dude fucking exists.
He
And he's like,
says
well,
you don't think he exists. Like,
I fucking know he does. I've seen that motherfucker. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna shank him.
I'm gonna blow his brains out with this gun,
This guy.
with this
Oh
gat.
man. But yeah, so yeah, Red. That was episodes 4 through 6. What you? I know I said it before,
I'm
but
not,
what
I'm
you
not,
think about Psychopaths?
I'm not gonna continue to express myself on the episodes of the series as a whole yet until I watch
Yeah.
more, because I feel
Hell
like there's a
yeah.
lot more coming, and I can't
Oh,
wait to give my
there.
overwhelming speech about how amazing it was.
Yeah. Oh man, there is some crazy shit that's coming. So I'm excited to get to that because oh man, you're in for a treat.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Other than that, I guess I'm ready to carry us away.
Carry it away, boy.
All right. Well, if you liked what you heard, give us a like, comment,
Like,
maybe subscribe
subscribed?
and whatnot. Subscribe. But come on, man, do it.
Huh?
It's just a little button. Press that button.
You've never heard of the subscribe button? That's crazy, dog. Like,
Yeah,
that's
man.
in this generation. I mean, it's right there. It's red. It's menacing. It's just ready for you to press it.
It's standing there menacingly.
Yeah, and the bell beside it is just that little gong you need from Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Just ring it. Ring the bell.
But other than that, I'm Bopsto the Weep,
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder.
and you just got done watching the Anime Boys.
The anime boys.
See ya.
See ya.